Good morning, Course 2. Mr. Belke back with another lesson for you today. We get to do a little bit of geometry as we explore the Pythagorean theorem. That's lesson 99 on page 686 in your book. Let's get started. As we begin, we got to get a couple of terms down. We're dealing with right triangles here when we're talking the Pythagorean theorem. And a right triangle is a triangle that has a 90-degree angle. Okay, 190-degree angle forms a right triangle. Now, the longest side on a right triangle is called the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is the longest side on a right triangle. Okay, the other two sides are called legs. Okay, so every right triangle will have two legs and one hypotenuse. All right. Now, the neat thing about the Pythagorean theorem is that it states that if this is side A and this side length is B and this is C, A squared plus B squared will equal C squared. So if we take A and we square it, and we take B and we square it, that will equal C squared. So let's say this is 3 and this is 4. So let's say A equals 3, B equals 4. We could find out what C equals. Okay, so A squared, or 3 squared, plus 4 squared will tell me what C squared is. Okay, 3 squared is 9, right? 4 squared is 16. So 9 plus 16 equals 25, which is C squared. So if C squared is 25, that means that C equals 5, right? Because 5 squared is 25. Okay, and that'll work with every right triangle. One leg squared plus the other leg squared will equal the hypotenuse squared. So let's take a look at example 1. They give us a right triangle, and they tell us that one side is 6, one side is 8, and we're dealing in centimeters, but they don't tell us what this side is. Well, we can figure that out the same way we did here. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So A is 6, and we could interchange those, it doesn't matter. So let's say A is 6, so 6 squared is 36. B squared, B, 8. 8 squared is 64. 36 plus 64 is 100. That's what C squared is. So if C squared is 100, C would have to be 10. The square root of 100, which is 10. Okay? And it's as simple as that. Now, what if they give us C, but they don't give us A? So let's do a triangle going this way. And let's say they give us that C is 13, and this is 12, but they don't give us what A is. Well, I can still use the Pythagorean theorem to figure that out, because I know A squared plus B squared equals C squared. And now what do I know? I don't know what A is at this point. So I'm going to leave that as A squared plus 12 squared is 144 equals C squared, which is 13 times 13 is 169. Okay? So, to find out what A squared is, I could subtract 144 and subtract 144. And when I do that, I have A squared equals 25. So if A squared is 25, take the square root, take the square root. Square root of A squared is A, and the square root of 25 is 5, so A equals 5. And does 25 plus 144 equal 169? Yes, it does check out, and so we are good to go. All right? And you can check to see if triangles are right triangles or not by looking at the sides. So for instance, what if they told me I have a triangle and it kind of looks like a right triangle. In fact, it really looks like a right triangle. And it tells me the sides are 4, 5, and 6. Is this a right triangle? All right, well, let's see. In order for it to be a right triangle, a squared plus b squared has to equal c squared. A squared, 4 squared, is 16, plus b squared, which is 25, has to equal 36. Right, c squared. Is 16 plus 25 equal 36? No, 16 plus 25 is 41, and 41 does not equal 36. Therefore, this is not a right triangle. Okay, and you can use that with any triangle to test and see if indeed it is a right triangle. All right. That's it for the Pythagorean theorem. As always, if you have any questions, please call, text, or email, or you can join me online tomorrow between 9 and 10 o'clock, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Have a fantastic day. We'll see you next time.